We are going to have the largest deportation effort in the history of our country.
The front page of the Washington Post on Thursday had a jarring headline. Trump team sees camps for deported, mass roundups planned in a militarized border operation in second term. What they have planned harkens back to what they did what was done in the Eisenhower administration. This is morally reprehensible.
The truth is that the Obama administration has deported 2.5 million undocumented immigrants from the United States over 2 terms. 2.5 million. That's the highest number for any president ever. In fact, Obama is on course to have deported more people in his 8 years in office than all of the presidents of the 20th century combined.
A stunning 51% of Americans now support mass deportations of undocumented immigrants.
Fallout from the crisis at the southern border is prompting some Democratic lawmakers to call on President Biden to do more, and a change of heart from many Americans on how to respond. Here's national correspondent Christine Frazao.
Those on the front lines warn it's a literal embodiment of the challenges we face as a country. A freight train carrying hundreds of migrants now speeding toward the U.S. border as local law enforcement struggles to keep up.
This is my 40th year working the border in one aspect or another, and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly of this border, and this is the ugliest I've ever seen it.
Cochise County, Arizona Sheriff Mark Daniels' concerns echoing through the halls of Congress 2,000 miles away, where 5 moderate Democrats are calling on President Biden to give the Border Patrol the same authority to immediately expel migrants that expired, lamenting, along with the president, the foreign aid package just signed into law did not include provisions for the border.
This year I proposed and negotiated and agreed to the strongest border security bill this country has ever seen. It was bipartisan. It should have been included in this bill.
Former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan just back from the border in McAllen, Texas, begging Congress as a whole to stop ignoring the crisis. The Republican candidate for Senate writing in the Washington Times, this is a national security threat that leaders in both parties have failed to take seriously. San Diego, California has just become a new epicenter, with migrants sometimes arriving on the beach while kids are playing.
22 people jumping off. It looked like a military exercise.
San Diego city leaders say on Wednesday alone, 2,000 migrants were apprehended. The new reality appearing to change the minds of Americans on the best way to respond. A brand new Axios Harris poll just found a stunning 51% of Americans now support mass deportations of undocumented immigrants. That includes 42% of Democrats. In Washington, I'm Christine Frazao.
So complain as much as you like about Trump's grotesque deportation plans, but the fact is that he's inheriting the most sophisticated and well-funded human expulsion machine in the history of the country from his Democratic predecessor. And shed as many tears as you like for outgoing President Barack Obama, but never forget that until Donald Trump came along, he was the deporter-in-chief.
We are going to have the largest deportation effort in the history of our country. We're bringing everybody back to where they came from. We have no choice. We have no choice.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
It's not about justice. It's not about agenda. It's not about mobilizing people. It's about dialing for corporate dollars. These two parties have sold the U.S. government and the American people to the highest bidders.